What up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Now, with the new Mad About You revival premiering on Spectrum tomorrow, actually, since it stars Helen Hunt, I decided to do my top 10 favorite Helen Hunt projects. Because she also did a TV show, which is Mad About You, and a little bit spoiled, that's actually on my list, so. But she's also done lots of great films as well. I mean, she's also done some not so good stuff either. But her film credits sounds pretty decent. Like, I quite like Helen Hunt. So with that being said, here's my 10 favorite Helen Hunt projects. Alright. Coming in at number 10, it is the film Bobby. Now, this... Now, Bobby is pretty decent. It's about Sarah's mainly on the hotel staff in the Ambassador Hotel on the day that Robert F. Kennedy ended up getting assassinated. And you got Helen Hunt, who plays the wife of Martin Sheen's character, who's like this wealthy Kennedy campaign financier. And Bobby is a really great movie. It's directed by Emil Estevez. Has a great cast. You also got people like Harry Belafonte, Shia LaBeouf, Lindsay Lohan, Elijah Wood, William H. Macy, Sharon Stone, Demi Moore. Really terrific cast. This movie will also, leave you breathtaking, especially at the end, which I sort of shed a little tear at the end. And Helen, I really quite like Helen Hunt's on-screen romantic chemistry with Martin Sheen. Those two really play off each other really well. I mean, if you guys never really checked out Bobby yet, it's really good. Very underrated too, I might add. Alright. Coming in at number 9, it is Soul Surfer. Now, this is about Bethany Hamilton, who ended up losing her arm during a shark attack when she was surfing. And you got Helen Hunt and Dennis Quaid, who plays her very supportive parents. Helen Hunt I really quite like the mother and daughter chemistry between her and Anna Sophia Robb's Bethany Hamilton role. Now, this movie is it's very heartfelt, very inspirational. Proves that just because something happened to you doesn't mean you just gotta get back on that surfboard and continue surfing. And it's a really great film. If you guys haven't really seen Soul Surfer by now, go check it out. I mean, it's from the same guy who gave us the Eva Stevens movie, so there's that. But definitely go check out Soul Surfer. And Helen Hunt, I'm not lying. That woman is in her, I can't remember how old she is, I think in her 50s or probably in her 60s or whatever. That woman still looks good, by the way. I'm not lying there. But anyway, yeah, if you definitely go check out Soul Surfer if you guys never seen it. Alright, coming in at number 8, it is Helen Hunt's directing film, Then She Found Me. And it's where Helen Hunt plays a school teacher who ended up being separated from her husband, and she ends up being contacted by her apparent birth mother, who also turns out to be a local talk show host named Bernie Graves. And you also got April, who ends up falling for this for one her students, played by Colin Firth, and it's really good. I mean, Firth and Hunt were both great in this movie. Helen Hunt did a pretty great job at directing. You also had Bette Miller, Matthew Broderick is in this. Really good film, and kind of a shame that Helen Hunt hasn't directed anything else recently. Oh no, wait, I think she recently did that Body movie, if I'm not mistaken. But she hasn't really directed much. But she's a pretty good director. If you guys haven't seen Then She Found Me, definitely go to give that one a shot. Alright, coming in at number 7, this is the only TV show on this list. But number 7, the revival premieres tomorrow, so I had you have that. Number 7 is going to be Mad About You. Now, it's not really one of my favorite sitcoms, nothing like that. But it's a pretty good, but it's actually pretty good. Helen Hunt and Paul Reiser were both great in this. You also had people like, Lisa Kudrow, Hank Azaria, even Richard Kind appeared on this one time. I mean, Mad About You is a really clever, funny sitcom. I mean, it's a show about relation, marriage and all. And I'm really looking forward to see where the Mad About You revival is going to go. I mean, I'm definitely going to check that out, when it premieres tomorrow on Spectrum, because it looks really decent. But as for the original Mad About You, it's a pretty funny show. I mean, I actually still watch reruns whenever I get a chance to, and they actually got reruns on a Spectrum on Demand. To get prepared for the revival. And yeah, the original Mad About You is pretty decent. Alright, coming in at number 6, it is Twister. Now, this movie stars Helen Hunt as this university professor, Dr. Joe Harding, who ends up pretty much ends up underfunding and her team of students ends up preparing for this big tornado that's coming away. And you got Bill Paxton who actually plays her husband in this. You also got Carrie Ellis was in this. Twister is dumb fun. I mean, it got released in the 90s, and it got released like around the same decade where it was pretty popular with these natural disaster movies where you talk about Dante's Peak, Volcano, and Twister is such a fun, entertaining film. Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton was great. Carrie Ellis was terrific. You also had Phil Seymour Hoffman, Alan Ruck, Jeremy Davis, Alexa Vega, Jamie Gett. You also had Lois Smith was in there. Some really great cast members. Great effects. I mean, it's not that great of a movie, but it's actually really fun to watch. And if you guys haven't really seen Twister by now, give it a go. I mean, I'm not lying. When I was in school, they showed this movie a lot when I was in school. But still, Twister is really loads of fun. Alright, coming in at number 5, it is Pay Forward, which stars Helen Hunt, who plays Haley Joel Osment's on-screen mother, and you also got John Bon Jovi as actually the father. You also got Kevin Spacey, who plays Trevor's teacher in this. Pay Forward, you're probably gonna need some tissues while you're watching this, but it's really great. I mean, you got Haley Joel Osment, who plays this bright 11-year-old named Trevor, who ends up coming from a troubled home. Like his mother, Arlene, played by Hunt, is this alcoholic who's trying to hold down 2 jobs to support her son, while John Bon Jovi who plays the Trevor's father, ends up leaving his family behind, and so Trevor ends up having like a nice teacher and student relationship with Kevin Spacey's teacher character, Mr. Saman. And it's a really nice coming of age film. It's a movie about family. I mean, Pay Forward is a really good film. If you guys ever seen it, go check it out. Alright, coming in at number 4, it is The Sessions. Now, this movie stars John Hawkes, who plays this guy with a journalist with polio named Mark O'Brien, who maintains a career as a journalist and poet, and he also is writing assignments dealing with sex and all that. But the thing is, he never really before he goes, he actually wants to try he actually wants to actually have sex with someone, and so he ends up hiring this sex surrogate named Cheryl Cohen Green, and they also have like a relationship that happens in it. You also had William H. Macy as the priest here. I mean, The Sessions is a really decent film, and Helen Hunt, she also, I'm not gonna try sugarcoat it. She did had some not trying to say this aloud, but she actually took it off in this movie. I'll just put it there. And I really quite like John Hawkes in this movie. I mean, I think, how did John Hawkes not get an Oscar nomination for this and still be nominated? Helen Hunt got a nomination, but that's really all. I mean, it's a really good inspirational film. John Hawkes really shined. Helen Hunt was great. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen The Sessions by now, go check that one out. It's a really terrific film. Alright, coming in at number 3, it is What Women Want. Now, they recently just did a remake of this with Taraji P. Henson not so long ago. And and in the original, it's where like Mel Gibson plays this. He plays like this womanizer who ends up having his head bump, and now all of a sudden he ends up hearing mainly women's thoughts. Like, does that sound familiar? Because the Taraji Henson movie, that happened in the Taraji Henson movie, but it was like very reverse, where the woman could hear man's thoughts. But what women want is, now I probably prefer the original What Women Wants over the recent remake. But What Women Wants is still pretty good. I mean, it's directed by Nancy Myers. You got Helen Hunt, who plays like the his like Mel Gibson's female boss, who Gibson's character ends up falling for. You also got a great cast, like you got Marissa Tomei, Sarah Paulson, Judy Greer, some really cool cast members. It's a really nice rom com, an interesting fantasy. It's not really fantasy, but it feels like a fantasy movie at times. I mean, if you guys never really seen What Women Want yet, it's really good. All right, coming in at number 2, it is Castaway. Now, it stars Tom Hanks. Now, I kind of talked about Castaway a little bit recent because not so long ago, I just did my 10 favorite Tom Hanks movies, and of course, Castaway was in that list. But, Castaway, you've got Helen Hunt, who plays the wife of, or I should say girlfriend of Tom Hanks' character, and Helen Hunt doesn't really have that big of a part in this. But the beginning when she's like telling Hanks' character goodbye and all that, and I thought that was pretty touching. Helen Hunt was really terrific in her parts. Her like on-screen chemistry with Tom Hanks was great. I mean, Castaway alone is terrific. I mean, I've been talking about this movie a lot, but it's a great movie. If you guys haven't really seen Castaway, I mean, come on, Tom Hanks and a volleyball. That all you get had to ask for. But yeah, Castaway is a really great film. All right, coming in at now my number one favorite Helen Hunt movie obviously goes to James L. Brooks' film As Good as It Gets. Now you've got Jack Nixon who plays this character named Melvin Udall, who's this compulsive writer of romantic fiction who's like very rude to everyone he meets, including like his gay neighbor named Simon, played by Greg Kinnear. But when he ends up having to look after Simon's dog, he begins to very soften, and he ends up having a relationship with Helen Hunt's character, who's this waitress, who's like the only he's actually the only waitress there who will actually serve him. You also had Cuba Gooding Jr. was in this, Skeet Ulrich, Harold Ramis, Jamie Kennedy, Maya Rudolph was in this movie. And I believe Helen Hunt actually, I gotta double check, but I think she actually won an Oscar for this. Well, I think she was just nominated. I can't remember between the two. But yeah, As Good as It Gets was a really nice film. I mean, Jack Nixon, at first he becomes like a non-likable guy, but then down the line he becomes very likable. He plays the guy that you end up rooting for near down the line. Him and Helen Hunt's chemistry was great. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen As Good as It Gets yet, give it a go. I mean, it's probably one of James L. Brooks's better films in years. Of course, he gave us the Simpsons movie, Terms of Endearment, but As Good as It Gets is terrific. Definitely go check that one out. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Alright, 10, Bobby. 9, Soul Surfer. 8, Then She Found Me. 7, Mad About You. 6, Twister. 5, Pay It Forward. 4, The Session. 3, What Women Want. 2, Castaway. And 1, As Good as It Gets. Now, she's done loads of other stuff. Alright, she has a new movie coming called I See You. That comes out next month. Alright, Miracle Season. That was pretty good, too. The Miracle Season that got released. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Project X. Not to be confused with the Party movie, but it's a monkey film with Matthew Broderick. Peggy Sue Got Married. Trancers. Candy Jar. Next, Kid with Patrick Swayze. That's a pretty good one. Mr. Saturday Night with Bob Roberts. She's been some really interesting stuff. But my computer's about to die, so I better hurry this up. Anyway, let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite Helen Hunt projects? Whether it's her film career or did you like it Mad About You or whatever? Drop and you gotta check out the revival by the way. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Team Moose. Sign off.